Hi guys, welcome back. We are down on the floor today for this 10-minute glute activating workout. So perfect workout if the glutes are feeling a little bit lazy or if you have a bit of a hard time activating them in more standing series, this is the perfect one to wake them up so that you can make the most of them. So all you will need is a mat. Go ahead, roll that out and let's go. Hi guys, welcome back. So before we get started with this nice mat glute workout, if you are new around here, welcome. My name is Sarah. If you would like to see more barre and Pilates workouts coming at you on Mondays and Thursdays, please do hit that subscribe button down below. While you're at it, go give me a follow over on Instagram at F2D Fitness to find more fitness content, plus nutrition, plus a whole lot of stuff about women's hormone health. So lots of useful little tips over there. That is it though. We're going to get started on this workout. So quick warm up here just to kind of open up the hips, make sure we're all warm and ready. All we're gonna do here is just step one foot to the outside hand, so from a modified plank position, and give the hips a little wiggle here, side to side. So just opening up a little bit. It's also a really nice front hip flexor and quad stretch for the leg that's behind. Go ahead and switch sides. So nice quick one here. I like to do these sort of glute activation series because often people find it really difficult to activate the glutes. So although it is our biggest muscle group, it can be a very lazy muscle group, especially if you are sitting on it for most of the day. So it can be a tricky one to activate. So these are some of my kind of go-to exercises to wake up the glutes a little bit and get them to play. So we're not just using, say, hips or back to do the work of the glutes. All right, go ahead, step back, and we're gonna get started. So the way we're doing this, 10 minutes, we're gonna do 50 seconds on, 10 seconds off. So basically that 10 seconds is just gonna be time to switch to the next exercise. First thing that we're gonna start with, of course, is going to be just a basic bridge lift. So make sure the feet here are a little bit ahead of the knees. If they're too close in, it does get a little bit more quaddy. So bring them just on the other side of the knees here, feet hip distance. We're gonna lift, think of extending along through the kneecaps, flat across the front of the hips, squeezing glutes like you're cracking an egg, and then tap butt back down, starting in 3, 2, 1. Shoulders are relaxed. So I like to turn palms up and open to the ceiling here, because it just opens up the front, so the shoulders a little bit more. I'm also actively pushing the rib cage and abs down. So it's not one of those yogic bridges where it is a heart opener. We're looking to expand there and really lift up from the lower back. Nope, we're focusing just on the glutes here. So we're just coming flat at the hips. Big, big squeeze of the butt. Again, I said like you're cracking an egg in it. So find the glutes every time. Crack that egg. Pick up a new egg. Crack a new egg. Keep just cracking eggs. Only a little bit more here. Looking at the timer, and go ahead, release. Okay, you can bring the feet in slightly here. You're gonna extend your right leg out. We're gonna do knee drive. As you do, you're gonna lift, then we're gonna hold it there. Do one just single leg one, and then we're gonna go back out again. Here we go. So tuck in, keep it in. We go down with the hips, up with the hips. Hips go down as leg goes out now. So we tuck in as hips lift, down, up. It's a little bit of coordination. Are we getting too crazy? If that coordination gets too crazy for you, just do the single leg bridge lift. Or you can do just the knee tuck bridge lift. So you could just pick one part of it. I like these ones as a way to kind of tease the single leg ones, because those single leg ones, if you didn't already know, are a doozy. And remember, for these single leg ones to count, you do have to do quite a high lift in them. If it's not high enough, you're not really gonna hit the glutes. I think that's our last one there. Yes, last one there. All right, we're gonna switch sides. Same thing. So we can get the glutes individually in 3, 2, 1. So one tuck with the lift, hips go down, lift hips again, leg goes out as hips go down. Down, up, extend, hips touch down. This one's making me kind of hot, I'm not gonna lie. This one's making me break a sweat a little bit. And frankly, it should do that because it is a big muscle group. So it should feel somewhat more taxing overall than if we were just doing, say, abs or arms, which are much smaller muscle groups, not quite as like draining on the whole system. And go ahead, release. All right, you're gonna come onto the sides of the feet here, knees dropping open, and we're gonna be lifting, as you lift a bridge, squeeze inner thighs together. So squeezing tight from either side. Here we go. So it's a butterfly bridge lift with an adduction. So in other words, legs squeezing together. So really, really squeezing from the inner thighs, resisting that lower back down. So we get a little shake in the outer thighs and glutes. So just shaping every angle, hitting every angle of the glutes. So this is gonna be a little bit more of those corners. And added little bonus, we get a bit of the inner thighs. Why not? I know I said it in my last video and I've said it before, but that trifecta of the inner thighs, glutes, and abs, really, really important for supporting lower back and your whole torso. Last one there. And then we're gonna go ahead and flip it around here. So we're almost at that halfway point already. You're gonna come face down here. Right leg is long, push into the top of the foot, or we can tuck toes under and lift. Left leg, we're gonna lift, lift, and lower. So it's gonna be a squeeze, squeeze, and down. Left knee is locked straight here. Right knee is also locked straight. So whether you have the foot pointed or flexed under on the right, the kneecap should be off the floor. So it's like a little bridge there from the hips to the foot. And watch as you're lifting that left leg that you're not lifting all the way from the hip. So keep the hip bone in contact with the floor. Really focus on the length of this one. So reaching long through that leg. Send your mind not to the foot, but to the very top of the leg, the glute. Last one there. Go ahead, release. All right, that's our halfway point. All right, we're gonna switch sides here. So whatever you did with the foot on the other side, do it again here. So I'm gonna tuck under, lift my left kneecap, right leg. We lift, lift, press back down. No bend in the knees. Lift, lift, press down. And if you feel your torso moving on these, that's a pretty good indication that we're using a little bit more than the glute there. Because if the whole torso is moving, probably we're changing the angle of the hips, which means hips are helping out. And we're gonna see that in a change in the back. So don't worry about the height of the lift. Think more of the length, squeezing the butt super, super tight. Last one there, release. Okay, we're gonna be bringing feet together here, feet flex, so heels together, knees open to about the width of the mat. We're gonna be doing a lift, push, bring it back in. So it's a double donkey kick, here we go. Lift, push through the heels, bring it in. If that push ends up with toes touching floor, that's fine. As long as energetically you're thinking of lifting the weight out of the mat. So even if the legs are not like fully floating off the floor, if energetically we've lifted the weight out of them, that is fine. All I want you doing here is thinking about squeezing the glutes. So don't even think of it as like, oh, I'm lifting the legs. Think of it as I'm squeezing the glutes, I'm pushing long. Whatever happens with the lift, happens with the lift, and we can work from there. Last one there, bring it in. We're gonna stay in this position. Let's point the toes though. And we're just gonna be squeezing the glutes again to get a little bit of a lift here. Again, the lift is not the important thing, the squeeze the glutes is. Here we go. So all I'm thinking is I'm squeezing my glutes so tight. I'm holding that squeeze for a couple seconds, and then I'm slowly releasing. And make sure you're keeping heels squeezed in toward your butt here. Don't let the legs extend out long. It'll be more hamstring that way. I'll keep these in tight and target the center of the glutes. Hips stay down on the floor. All I'm thinking is squeeze glutes. So if you're just starting off with these ones and the glutes are a bit sleepy, maybe what you're doing here is just thinking like squeeze the glutes tight and maybe they're not lifting at all, and then you're releasing. So it could just be a squeeze, release. That could be it with no lift at all. Don't worry about it. Last one here, boom, release. Okay, we're gonna go ahead, flip over. Last two exercises, finishing it strong. So feet are just gonna be planted here, hip distance apart, hands underneath shoulders. We're just doing a reverse little tabletop lift here. Touch butt to floor. Exhale, lift, squeeze. So knees should be stacking right over the ankles. Stay lifted out of the shoulders the whole time. If you're collapsing into the shoulders every time you lower down, then a lot of that lift is gonna be from the shoulders as well. And you're gonna feel more shoulder. So stay out of the shoulders from the start. Reach long through the kneecaps. Squeeze butt, whoo, squeeze hamstrings at the top. So just like when you're doing a bridge lift, we just got a slightly bigger angle here. Another good way to advance a bridge lift is if you have like a bench or I don't know, even a couch or something that you can put your feet up on and do that like elevated bridge lift. Those can be really nice to get a little extra. Last one here, quick little breather, and then we've got a hold. So isometric exercise just to finish. We're gonna hold here potentially in this little table, so lift up. Could stay here if you wanna get a little crazier. You can extend the legs out long and go for a reverse plank. But if you're in that reverse plank, if I'm dangling here, I don't feel my glutes, not even a little bit. All I feel is shoulders. So make sure that you're lifting the hips, squeezing the butt super tight. I also like to roll my feet open for this because I find this feels a lot more comfortable in a turnout. But you can do it in parallel or turned out, but do not let the hips release. Keep squeezing the butt as tight as you can, or stay in that little table there. Either way, you're thinking about squeezing the glutes here as tight as you possibly can. Remember to breathe. Last few seconds here. 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and release. Give the legs a little shake out here. Let's go ahead, inhale, reach arms up. Exhale, take a forward fold, reaching through the chest. If the knees are hurting there, put a little bend in the knees so you can find that fold always from the line of the hips. If you're just like rounding over it, you're not gonna feel the hamstrings in the same way. And then go ahead, sit up here. Let's take a seated pigeon. So bending both knees, cross right ankle over left knee, push that right knee out away from you. You can take a little wiggle here side to side if you so desire. That can be quite nice. And then go ahead, release and switch. And just having a little wiggle around. And release. And then let's just flip over and take a lovely child's pose. So knees open, feet together, reaching long, just melting down into your mat here. You can do a little wiggle side to side with the hips if you want. I always enjoy that for just a little extra release. And then you can just settle, but focusing on pushing really flat there. And then slowly walk the hands in, come up to seated because that is us done with our mat glute activation. So nice and quick, but a good one to wake up the glutes. So good one to do before maybe a more advanced glute workout. So maybe you could do like a bar workout next when the glutes are already warm. So they're gonna be a little bit easier to activate for your next workout. If you found this one helpful though, give it a like down below. Of course, hit that subscribe button to come back for more. And let me know down below in the comments what you want to see more of over the next few weeks. I will see you guys soon. Bye.